got some you wanna see. We're a family. Food and stuff is where you wanna be. We've got food and stuff. We've got food and stuff, yeah. We've got food and stuff. We've got food and stuff. We've got food and stuff. We've got.
Hey, welcome back. I'm your co-host Jonathan Lee, and I'm your other co-host Jasper Lane Pippin.
And for this episode, our spring premiere, we'll be talking about starting February 8th through the 11th at 7:30 here in our Black Box Theater at the University of Memphis.
We will be joined today by three of the stars of the show. We'll be joined by Axel Langford, Garrett Whitworth, and Katie Cotton. So stick around.
Now welcoming the stars of Starting Now, Axel Langford and Garrett Whitworth.
We also have Katie Cotton here with us today. Woo! And then we also invited Miss Eiley Jennison with us, but she unfortunately could not be here. She is the fourth and final cast member in Starting Now. So how y'all doing today?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Y'all excited for your openings?
Oh yeah.
Okay, sweet.
What is this show about?
I think personally this show is just about humanity and the ups and downs that come with that, relationships and friendships and just life and the relationships that come along with it.
Mm-hmm. We see a lot of different relationships on stage, and we see people in love, we see people who have broken up and are not so much together anymore, we see people who are just on their own trying to figure things out. So it really is about the ups and downs of life and how people relate to love and themselves. And everything.
And our show isn't linear either. It kind of jumps and you think that this couple's happening, but it's a totally different song right after it. So
okay, cool. Yeah. So do you all play the same characters throughout, or you pop in as different people?
It's complicated. So okay. We technically are ourselves the whole show.
Okay.
But it really is more of a performance or a cabaret style sort of thing. So we're performing a bunch of different songs that tell a bunch of different stories from a bunch of different people's perspectives the entire show. We're never the same person in every single song.
Okay, so that sounds awesome. So you would say then the show would have a broad appeal for a lot of different types of people who come to the show. A little bit in there for everybody.
Oh, for sure.
If you like music, then you'll like the show.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I honestly, truly don't know anything really about the show. I don't know what we're getting into. I'm coming to see it tonight. So I'm very excited to see. So here at the University of Memphis, when you're putting university shows on your resume, most people notate that as educational theater. So something that really implies is that this is still a process. It's a practice. We're still learning. So what is something about being in Starting Now that you feel has made you a better performer or artist that you'll take with you to other jobs after you graduate?
I think for me, definitely connecting thought to action is a big struggle for me personally. But most of our songs are park and bark, so we just stand there and sing. There's not a whole lot of choreography, but there are choreographical moments, if that's even a word. But yeah, just connecting thought to action, really understanding what the text is saying, and making that apparent through your acting.
And the show itself, at least for me, just getting through the show is has been the biggest challenge for me, just stamina wise, and because it's 80 minutes, no intermission, and all music, basically. Barely any dialogue. It's all music. So it's just constantly keeping track of your breath and having to really be methodical about things like that I haven't necessarily had to think about that hard before until facing something like this.
Last year we did Ordinary Days, I had the blessing to be in, and something that was difficult for me being in a sung-through thing with no intermission was keeping track of the order of songs and order of scenes, because there is no big break. It all kind of just rolls into the next thing.
Yeah, right? Have to think ahead the entire time.
Yeah. Yep. So, but this is your first show at U of M that you've done.
Yes,
but you've done other shows outside of U of M.
My first year here. Yes.
Congratulations. So, what is something maybe about being in a U of M show that has been different than being in other productions?
The process has been very collaborative. Working with John has been such a blessing, honestly, at this show, because he really values our input at every step of the way. Before we'd even tackle a song or block it, we'd sit down and he'd be like, okay, what are your thoughts on this song? What does it mean to you? What do you think of these lyrics? And then we'll approach it from that view.
For those of you at home who don't know, John York is one of our professors here at U of M. He is directing Starting Here, Starting Now. And I would kill for the opportunity to work with him as a director. Just like how he talks about scripts, and he teaches our script analysis class, one of the big classes he takes. He understands the text so much, so I feel like it almost be like a little intimidating, John, asking like, what do you think?
I don't know.
So you'd be like, okay, it makes
building.
you look at it from every possible perspective, and you just get so enveloped with his process and the way he works with everybody else. It kind of just feels like you're in a master class every time you're in rehearsal. Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you guys feel like that you have grown from the process of being here, most definitely.
What are the benefits and challenges of being a part of a 4-person cast? Because I know it's like we're used to being a part of like a 20-person cast, but it's only you. All eyes on you. So how does it feel?
I think that the friendship aspect of it is really cool, because it's really easy to get to know a cast if you're one of 4 people. A challenge has been, it's really it's hard to hide when you're 4 people. So if you mess up, we know it's you.
Your part is your part in this show.
Exactly.
There's no one else on it. And
everything is
you have to know
extremely
it.
deliberate.
And if you don't know it, then it affects everyone else.
Yeah.
So I think because we're so close knit and because we do hold each other accountable the way that we do,
I think that also just pulls us closer too, and I think it reads on stage too when
it just
you know,
makes
that
us better
close-knit-
actors
yeah,
on stage.
absolutely.
We're able to relate to each other better, and it's made the show better as a whole.
It makes our chemistry really alive.
Yeah,
Are
everything
there
else
any
was
duets in the show?
yeah.
A couple.
There are a couple, yeah.
Who sings duets? Or does everyone sing?
We have so Garrett and I have a duet, and Axel
Me and
and
Eiley
have a duet,
a duet.
and we also have like a trio with Axel and Eiley and I, and there's a bunch of different combos.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
There's a
We
little
all
bit
get
of
a chance
everything.
to
I
work
love
together.
that.
Absolutely.
Great.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
What is just one of your personal favorite moments in the show, or a moment that maybe is really small but you love it and you don't want the audience to miss it? Things like that.
I gotta tell you, I am super excited for the Western show. Sorry.
Actually,
Well, that's almost
my
How's your chest, Garrett?
That's what
my personal favorite number in the show is the little tap. We do a little tap. I'm not gonna say when.
Yell tap.
Tapping.
That's terrifying.
number.
They know better than to ask me to tap.
That's me.
I was nervous.
My personal favorite moment is a little bubble action in the show. Be looking for some bubbles flying through the air.
Well, awesome. Well, again, we just want to say thank y'all so much for coming. I know it was a little crazy getting all y'all here, but we're so blessed and it's been great. Thank y'all so much.
y'all.
So excited for the
Thank you
show.
for having me.
Yes.
Make sure that you all go check out Starting Here, Starting Now, opening today,
Yes.
February 8th, and y'all run through the 11th.
Yes.
And all shows are at 7:30 at the Studio Theater downstairs.
See you then.
Thank you.
Bye.
We want to say thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of Food and Stuff. We also want to say thank you to our guests from Starting Here, Starting Now for coming and sharing with us.
Absolutely. Starting Here, Starting Now opens today, February 8th, and runs through February 11th. All shows are going to be at 7:30 here at the University of Memphis Studio Theater. You're going to want to check it out. We're going to have tickets in the description below, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.
Bye.